68-67. BC got a tip in by Aiden Shaw with 0.2 seconds remaining in that game. Demon Deacons in the white.
So, you know, they approach it differently defensively.
Freeman lining up a three ball. And Donnie, Freeman's on target to get us rolling, and we're on the board. Mike mentioned shot selection so far for the Orange beyond the arc. Here's another one from Kingz, and he rocks it home. Duke Harris, who in ACC play leads all scorers in the league, over 23 points per game for Harris against ACC opponents. Colvin driving, Colvin scoring. Colvin also had a buzzer beater to beat Memphis. That was in late November. Turnaround, and good for Duke. Last Saturday at the Dome, the loss at home to North Carolina, 77-64. Syracuse struggled from three-point distance, just 3 of 17.
Top blocker on the other end for Wake, but they did, Syracuse, nice job getting back. Wow. Another three-point basket.
64 threes for his career, playing in game number 86 for Kingz. That bounces out to Kyle, who comes flying down the paint.
Yeah, I'd love to see him play a year without. Look ahead, quick look ahead. Nice job by Spillers, just staying with that. He beat everybody down the floor. The problem is if Syracuse falls in love with that three-point shot, I mean, it can be effective spreading out Wake and maybe opening up driving lanes for him.
Colvin with a three. 1 point game. George with a high degree of difficulty floating on the baseline.
Yeah, pretty good job defensively cutting off this.
George is the junior from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, to transfer from Georgia Tech. Played 2 years in that program. Inside off the glass, it's Isaac Carr. Starling with the shot clock winding down, had it poked away. Harris does not have the numerical advantage. It doesn't stop him, got the shot away. Spillers offensive glass on a rim bender. Continuous action between the Orange and the Deeks. This is just the way we like it on CW Courtside Saturday. Freeman launches and hits, hoisting a three ball for the Orange.
Talk about that length. That was a very difficult right-hand finish.
Freeman, little fall away in rhythm. That's advanced right there, Mike. Sebastian Akins into the lineup, looking for Schwieger in the paint. Drops it low to Spillers in tight quarters, and he's got another slam. Spillers, the senior from Charleston, South Carolina. The kick to Kingz from Starling, and they combine for another three for the Cuse.
Games in 5 days with not a lot of rest in between.
Now the Wolfpack all the way to the Final Four 2 years ago, and that's Sadiq White, another three-pointer.
But normally the three ball is not this big a part of their arsenal.
Colvin! The All-American Mike Jaminski from Duke. We're here in Winston-Salem. Schwieger coming out of the corner, and he lays it in.
Pretty easy drive for him. And you coached 31 years, and you have some stories to tell.
He told them.
Yes, he did.
What a passing duo.
Great line drives, and that Wake is converted here.
This is White behind the line.
Couple easy baskets.
Orange trying the wing. Betsy, the follow from White coming out of nowhere.
Here's the look. Everybody's staring up at the ball, and you got to find a body. He really had nobody. And he comes in and gives you those type of numbers in the first half. That's a huge lift.
Has the last 8 points for the Orange. Watches his teammate, Kyan Anthony. Carr angling to the rim. Tried to get it back and did. Feeding Colvin for the three ball right in front of Coach Autry.
Gets the missed field goal attempt, but picks up the assist and the rebound.
Donnie Freeman likes that spot, and he connects again. Syracuse has lost 2 in a row as they play on the road against Wake Forest. Mike, add to the tally thanks to Nate George. And a steal. George, clear path to the rim, and he lays it in. The miss. Colvin has 14. He's the leading scorer in the first half for Wake Forest. Colvin lets it fly. In the ACC, 56% shooting in total in the first half for Wake. Entry Spillers, and he cashes in. Kingz by 1 and 2 defenders, and he spins it off the glass for 2 for Kingz.
Well, and now they've reversed trends. They've had to drive him off the 3 line. Why not?
Schwieger's got a 3 for Wake. Yeah, just his 11th made 3 of the season. Starling able to keep it alive. We're down to 35 seconds now to Kingz. The left-hander lets fly, and he hits. Kingz on the money. The halftime lead.
And Starling didn't score for Syracuse in the first half. A guy, one of their double-figure scorers, but
Wake is a team in the first half, Mike, 57% from the floor. Lead in the shot clock, and they'll get it.
I think it's worth mentioning again that in ACC play, the #1 scorer in the league ahead of Boozer. Type of year he's had.
Colvin over the top of a driving Kingz. Shot clock to 10 for Carr. Spinning in the paint. Got the shot away and scored. 4 points now for the freshman Isaac Carr. A lot of dribbling from Starling. Into the corner, Kingz. And Kingz connects with a corner 3. Carr right down Broadway, unimpeded.
Defended him really well.
Colvin with a 3 ball. He's up to 25 points in the game.
Syracuse won. So that bonus situation is looming.
White had it blocked by Spillers. Betsy tried to get away from Harris, couldn't get the shot away. They get it to White on the cut. White off the glass and good. 12 points for White.
Well, the pick and roll, virtually everybody was on that side of the floor. And, you know, great.
Attempted save on the baseline. Looked like Ballou. And another chance. Colvin's got it. 28 points on the night and a 1-point game. 1.5 minutes to go in our second half. Harris, 3 feet behind the line. For Juke Harris for 3. And he's into double digits with 11.
A lot of that from behind the arc. The 3-point shooting for both teams has been massive. And you're witnessing the most efficient 30-point game that you might see in a long time. Mr. Colvin has been unbelievable. And then it's answered by a 3.
George trying to save it. Right to Akins. Quick pass underneath. Harris.
Never want to try to save the ball under the other team's basket like that. It's always risky.
Does have 21 points in the game despite the miss. 8th time this season he's gone for 20 or more in a game for the Orange. Akins reversing course. He's also got a flair for the dramatic with a buzzer beater against Memphis earlier this season. And that's Starling driving and scoring with his first points of the night, Mike. The 6-minute mark is Colvin hit the deck. Shot clock is at 10 for the Orange, and Starling pounds it into the floor. Had it blocked by Spillers. We're going the other way.
Yeah, he's been a rim protector in the game for Wake on the other end and finishes. Reward him for the block shot. Against that zone, don't have anybody now. They've got Harris in the middle right there.
They drop it low. Spillers again, and he'll bend the rim. Starling trying to carve his way through the defense. Found Kingz. Does not get the bounce. Freeman on the offensive glass, and Freeman scores. So driving Akins, he's past everybody. Kyle couldn't get there to block it. Wake working on a 3-game winning streak in the series. Entry pass, quick shot for Spillers off the glass.
The swish, big on small inside, really good delivery.
10 points, the largest lead tonight for Wake, and the answer at the other end. Did that at Georgia Tech in a win this year. Most points by a Syracuse player all season. Aikens on the take for Wake, and he's got 8.
Oh boy, that's a game ender right there.
Freeman out of the corner, and he lays it in at the other end. Spillers, Schwieger, layup. Final seconds. George hustling. Looking for a 3 from Bessie from the corner. He hits it. 2.4 seconds. Wake Forest wins it over visiting Syracuse 88-83.